We just spent the last 12 months traveling full time.
Yeah, and on a budget of only $25,000 for both of us.
But we only spent 19,000.
Wow, awesome. Let's go grab 2 more beers.
We weren't planning to travel full time. We just wanted somewhere to retire. And that's how we came to the Philippines. Wow, this is where we are.
But then we thought, we haven't seen Thailand yet. So we looked up some flights and we found a budget flight to Singapore with Scoot Airlines.
It was only $30, but Singapore is really expensive.
But it's not impossible. We still have to get to Thailand though.
We thought, why not take the train?
Through Malaysia though? Turns out though, you can actually get 90 days visa free.
Yay, the Twin Towers!
Oh wow, there was so much more to see.
So instead of settling down, we just kept going.
Yeah, we were hooked.
1 year later, we had lived in 6 countries, time had slowed down, and we were happier than ever.
And here's how we did it. What we spent, what we learned, and how you can do it too. It's important to note though, this isn't a holiday. We stayed at least 1 week or more in each of these places.
Wow, 30 places! For a detailed cost breakdown and a financial strategy to make this lifestyle work, check out our financial channel. On average, we spent $16 a night on accommodation. Places like that.
We never stayed in hostels, always our own room and our own bathroom. Here are some of the actual places we stayed, starting with this amazing 1-bedroom apartment in Kuala Lumpur.
Malaysia was super easy to find great apartments.
And places in the Philippines? Well, Manila has a lot of small places.
This isn't a design flaw, it's a feature. But head out to the islands and you find beautiful beach bungalows.
Bantayan. Vietnam? Well, best of both worlds. Spacious apartments, sea views, the cheapest we have seen.
Bali, some interesting kitchens, just watch out for the mosquitoes. But hey, there's always a pool. Even this $9 gem had a pool.
Love Bali. In Thailand, we mostly stayed in hotels.
There was so much variety. Check out this antique house. Yeah, we stayed there.
Like an ancient Thai princess. You are spoiled for choice with under $20 stays in Southeast Asia.
Except Singapore.
We didn't book very far in advance, mostly just when we arrived.
Well, Ricky went onto the Agoda app.
Yeah, and because it's been raining and it's quite late, we found a great deal on Sunbeater Towers, just opposite us. Just be aware of peak times and you can always find good last minute deals.
Our strategy, book a hotel for 2 nights first, and then use Google Maps, Facebook groups,
and good old-fashioned boots on the ground.
Or should I say sandals on the ground, since it's always tropical here.
For longer stays, you can actually get up to 50% off.
Also, don't instantly dismiss bad ratings.
No, some of our best stays have had bad ratings. But when you read the comments...
Turns out some people make 8 different profiles just to leave 1-star reviews.
Yeah, no, sure.
They get mad at a staff member and it's like, that's it for that hotel.
But anyway, there's too much to cover here on finding the best deal. So we'll make a separate video on all the tricks that we've learned.
So make sure you're subscribed. We actually spent more on food than on accommodation.
$21 a day for the 2 of us. So just over $10 each. But it does include all our meals. Our snacks, beer, wine, and toiletries and cleaning products.
We've broken it down into categories like local food, Western food, groceries and home cooking, and beer. And Ricky's putting toiletries in there, into my beer budget.
It's things you buy at the shop.
Local food in Southeast Asia averages $2.50.
And we're not just talking street food.
No, we're actually talking down sit-down restaurants as well.
At $2.50, you can get a banh mi or a bowl of pho in Vietnam, a like classic pad thai in Thailand, delicious barbecue in the Philippines, a full plate of food in Bali, this beautiful chicken curry in Malacca, Malaysia. Singapore is a bit pricier though, but the hawker centre food is mostly $6 to $10 a meal.
But you can get this whole fish in Vietnam. That's right, this whole fish.
For only $5. If you're worried about getting sick, just eat where there are lots of people eating, particularly where the locals are eating.
So what's your favourite local dish from the year?
Ooh, tough one for me. I think it has to be that fish sinigang and camotes in the Philippines.
Oh yes.
We watched a guy bringing in the whole fish and then they turned it into that sour, savoury, amazing soup.
Oh yeah, no, that was a great one. But I think mine is that roti canai from Langkawi. I don't know if you remember, on the seaside.
Yes, beautiful.
With the egg and watching him cook it in front and with that savory mince and just dipping it in. Oh, it was so good.
Amazing.
Okay, what about the worst local foods?
Well, we have tried some interesting things, but honestly, most of them turn out better than you expect.
Like that jellyfish.
Yeah, it wasn't really too bad. Even the fermented fish paste.
For me, the biggest disappointment, I was so excited for those crispy onion and that com tam in Vietnam. I don't know if you remember. And it turned out to be like pig skin.
I know, you first thought it was like squid or something. Sometimes, though, we just wanted a pizza.
Western food is everywhere in Southeast Asia. Most major chains are here.
Yeah, McDonald's, KFC, Jollibee, Domino's, Burger King, Nando's, even Popeyes.
Yeah, the Philippines has most everything.
Yeah, they do.
And they've got Wendy's, Taco Bell, you name it.
You name it.
If it's American, the Philippines have got it. But we are spending 4 times the price or more. We limit our Western meals to about twice a week.
Yeah. The Philippines is probably the best for Western food in Southeast Asia. So if you want a place to start, this is probably the best for you. Some of the meals were seriously good.
Bali is also really easy, thanks to all the Australians. They even have proper meat pies.
Meat pies. There's also a lot of crossover dishes like ribs. They've kind of been reinvented as local specialities. That's pretty cool.
But honestly, a lot of Western food isn't really worth the price. Luckily, we we are pretty good cooks.
Yeah, which moves us on to our homemade meals and our groceries. Homemade meals cost us about $2 on average. The fresh fruit breakfast balance out the occasional steak dinner in price.
Everywhere we travelled had grocery stores, so getting ingredients was never an issue.
No, and the local market's so cheap and fresh, fantastic value, and a great way to meet some real characters.
Get this! Real chicken! Awesome, thank you so much! We always check supermarket prices by kilo first, so we had an idea of things should cost when you come to bargaining in the markets.
But we never had to bargain. The prices they offered up front were already cheaper than the supermarkets. And honestly, the fresh markets were surprisingly clean, like no flies, no bad smells. Especially in Hue, Vietnam, they've made it look so beautiful.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. They've like decorated the ceilings and things. So it looks so nice.
For supermarkets, Malaysia was probably the best. Great quality produce at really good prices. The only thing missing really was some pork. You could get it, but it was in the non-halal sections and it was quite expensive.
We never actually bought any in KL because our landlady kindly asked us to not cook any pork in the apartment since she was a Muslim.
Yeah.
Not a problem, there is so much other great food there.
No, absolutely.
Some places even had supermarket delivery and you could get groceries through Grab. Super handy.
For sure.
The only downside, imported stuff can be crazy expensive or just not available.
This cheese costs more than a flight to the next country.
True story.
But with all these amazing local ingredients and a kitchen, you can cook homemade comfort food when you need a break from eating out.
How awesome is this?
Get bolognese.
Rookie makes the best pasta.
It's also kind of fun to adapt local dishes into your own cooking based on what you've eaten.
Time for the beer index, the most important financial instrument there is.
Yeah, we've ranked the beer prices from cheapest to most expensive by country. These prices are for 500 ml beer. I don't know what that's in American measurement.
I think it's a pint.
Awesome. We've also separated into supermarket price versus drinking out. As you can see, in Vietnam, it's often almost cheaper to drink out than buy beer from a store.
And these aren't random figures, these are actual prices that we physically paid ourselves.
Yes, Malaysia is on the expensive side because of high alcohol tax. It is a Muslim country after all, but beer is available everywhere. There's also a loophole, Langkawi Island. It's duty free, so beer there is significantly cheaper than the rest of Malaysia.
In Vietnam, beer is literally cheaper than water.
Yeah.
We didn't spend much on attractions. We didn't need to.
There are so many free and super cheap things to do, like markets and street food markets.
Or just walking around and finding some hidden gems.
Oh yeah, all the street art we got to see. Amazing. Also, enjoying all the free natural views, the beaches, the parks, the incredible cityscapes.
Bangkok River Ferry and the canal boats were my most fun public transfer.
Were amazing.
It was like, wow.
It is awesome to take public transport to cool places, like that cheap bus we took to Grand World in Hanoi.
And ride the number 2 bus in Singapore all the way to the end of the line.
And these amazing Singapore city views completely for free, as long as you book in advance.
Some things were worth paying for, like the Langkawi cable car. Stunning views, totally worth it.
Oh, for sure. And in the Philippines, the tarsiers. Oh! And the chocolate hills. I mean, where else are you going to see those?
And the Malacca River cruise. What
Yeah.
a relaxing way to see the old town.
There are a few others with like entrance fees.
But honestly, a lot of the paid attractions are just too touristy. They're overcrowded and they're pricey, and well, pick wisely. You don't have to spend half your day queuing.
Absolutely. We got a separate expense for enjoying the occasional night out.
Oh yes, one night in Bangkok. Soy cowboy.
Sometimes a good night out is just sitting on the beach, drink in hand, watching the world.
Time for some transportation. Planes, trains, automobiles, and some scooters. Let's break down the costs of what it cost us to get around.
We travel with backpacks, so it's carry-on only, no check-in. This saves us a lot of money and time.
We also walk a lot. We use Grab and, well, that's the Uber of this region. And they're only a couple of dollars a trip.
Yeah, make sure you download that app before coming.
We hardly rent scooters. We did once, but mostly because it was an easy place to ride. But the rest of the times, it just seems like crazy traffic.
Sure, yeah. Our amount for flights is really low because we used budget airlines and we flew at really strange hours.
We did take 6 flights during the year, and it averaged to about $30 a flight.
Yeah, we flew from the Philippines to Singapore with Scoot, and then we used the train.
Yes, we took the train all the way from Singapore through Malaysia to Bangkok and then onwards to Chiang Mai.
Wow. From there, we flew to Hanoi and took the reunification rail, another train, all the way down to Saigon.
We took a lot of ferries, which were incredible fun. Also water taxis.
Even an overnight ferry from Manila to Cebu.
Buses and tuk-tuks and tri-cabs and monorails and...
Yeah, the songtaos and those weird bike things from the Philippines.
In general, the big cities have very good public transport. Google Maps will show you most accurately.
Apart from Manila, that is just pure chaos.
Yeah.
Nobody can predict a jeepney.
Actually, some of our favorite moments this year involved transport.
Yeah, that overnight second-class sleeper train, what an experience.
I loved the High Van Pass, that tourist train.
Yeah, sure. And who can forget Bangkok and its 8-baht buses?
And the canal ferries. The ferries were the best part. And the 8-baht buses.
Super cool.
Oh man, what an experience. Time to leave the beach, Rick. Time to get into the boring part of travel and all the hidden costs.
First up, it's our only shopping spending. I know. Clothing, only this much. Traveling with only backpacks means there's no space for random items. You buy something, you replace something.
Ah, well, there are visas, of course there are. But it depends on where you're from. But most countries, Singapore, Thailand, Philippines, they're actually free. Vietnam, you get 3 months and it's about $25. Bali, $45 per person, and it's only 1 month.
Yeah, and Malaysia, like we said before, 3 months free, most countries.
We originally extended our visas in the Philippines, but on reflection, it's not quite worth it. I'd rather travel within the visa allowances.
The internet is better than expected in Southeast Asia. Wi-Fi is almost everywhere.
We bought local SIMs and data.
Yeah, don't go for the eSIMs. They're very, very expensive. And don't buy a SIM card at the airport. They're usually very expensive as well. And at worst case, they stop working.
The airports have freely available Wi-Fi to organize your grab or figure out which bus you want to take to your accommodation, where they will have Wi-Fi for sure. Probably be able to help you secure a local SIM card as well.
Yeah, mostly you go find a local data provider, enter their store, and they're going to do everything for you.
In Thailand, you get it from the 7-Eleven. It shouldn't be more than $10 a month and about 1 to 2 gigs a day, or unlimited in some cases. ATMs love to charge you for the privilege of getting your own money, and it's quite expensive. Generally, it costs you a fee of about 2.5% to draw your money, and you can only draw a limited amount. So per transaction or with each withdrawal, there is a service fee.
Yeah, it adds up. In Vietnam, though, there are some ATMs, particularly the TP Bank. They don't charge you any fee.
Love that place. A lot of places do take cards, and often they actually charge you a 3% fee, so you do the maths. We don't have health insurance. But before you panic, healthcare here is really cheap.
Like a doctor's visit in Thailand and most of these countries is like $10. Pharmacy medication in Vietnam and it's readily available, like $5. Hospital visits in Malaysia, $30.
You can also make yourself a bit of an emergency fund for when you actually have a real emergency. We spent way less on healthcare than an insurance plan would have cost us. So, where to next? Well, I think we're just going to carry on traveling because, you know, Bantayan felt like home. Langkawi, wow. Vietnam, fantastic.
What if there's something better out there?
Exactly, Rick. I think what we should do is just keep going. Traveling full time is cheaper than you think. And I hope we've inspired you and get you out there traveling with us.